Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Connecticut's news station is following developing news in Cheshire. The school district is under pressure to fire a teacher for controversial political comments. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Bridget Bjorlo. School leaders say that pressure is mainly coming from outside the district after a social media post went viral. Fox 61's Matt Caron has reaction from all sides.
Well, Cheshire is a town with a diverse electorate. 54% voted for Kamala Harris, 44% for Donald Trump. But the town has also elected both Republican and Democrat state legislators and once again woke up in the middle of a political tinderbox. The school day in Cheshire kicked off Tuesday with a heightened police presence outside Chapman Elementary School.
I think it's crazy.
We all have a bad day.
This after a special education teacher's political rant went viral on the X page, Libs of TikTok. The superintendent put out a statement saying, "We have been inundated with calls and emails." He went on to say it will be impossible to conduct business as usual without temporarily removing the teacher from the building.
You know, the people in Cheshire are good people. They're hardworking people. Not everybody supported Donald Trump. Not everybody supported Kamala Harris. But these are still your friends and your neighbors.
Connecticut GOP Chair Ben Proto told Fox 61, now some decisions need to be made.
The Cheshire superintendent needs to make a decision in regards to her continued employment. And quite frankly, I think the State Board of Education needs to take a look at this to determine whether or not this teacher should have her teaching certification revoked.
The teacher has not been identified by the district, but Fox 61 has learned she's assigned to special education here at Chapman Elementary School. She allegedly sent the video as a private Snapchat, but it was somehow filmed and shared publicly. The Cheshire police told Fox 61 an investigation was initiated. This investigation is still ongoing.
Everybody has a bad day, and I'm not really at liberty or think that it has necessarily any bearing on how she is as a teacher.
I just don't think anyone should be calling for violence, and I think we need to put a stop to it.
In the video, which we're not showing because we can't authenticate or determine how it was obtained, the teacher is heard using obscenities and alludes to threats of violence against those who voted for Donald Trump.
The right thing to do would be to terminate her.
This parent didn't want to be identified, but said the teacher works one-on-one with his daughter. He blames the district for not having a backup plan.
There's kids that are missing services now because she's been on temporary leave.
We reached out to the State Department of Education to see if they are investigating the situation. As of news time, we have not heard back. The superintendent says the school has not received any direct threats. Reporting in Cheshire, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Matt, thank you. Now, the president of the Connecticut Education Association Teachers Union put out a statement. Kate Diaz said, quote, CEA values the right to free speech and respects the diverse opinions of our members. We know that emotions can run high after an election, and we encourage everyone to engage in respectful conversations as a part of our democratic process. She goes on to say we must continue to share our views constructively while prioritizing respect, unity, and our shared commitment to educating and caring for our students.
And new tonight, some disruptions on Amtrak in and out of Connecticut right now, and service between New York and New Haven will be suspended all night long. We're told a brush fire just east of New York City's Penn Station is causing some power issues on the tracks. So right now, service between Penn Station and New Haven is suspended. We're keeping a close eye on this developing situation, but in the meantime, Amtrak Northeast is not available for you. And New Haven police are looking for help tonight after a hit and run downtown this morning. They say a car hit a 63-year-old Wallingford resident who was walking in the area of Chapel and Temple Street. He's in critical condition at Yale New Haven Hospital at last check. Those who did stay at the scene say the car involved is a gray four-door Honda. If you saw anything, give New Haven police a call.
A Meriden teen faces charges tonight accused of making a bomb threat against Platt High School. Police say it happened last Thursday. School resource officers, Meriden PD, and a Connecticut State Police K-9 unit were all called to investigate. The 16-year-old was arrested and charged with threatening and breach of peace. No word if that teen went to that high school.
Turning now to a Fox 61 follow-up. The man charged in connection to the death of a baby in a Milford motel room is now facing murder charges. Dave Kirkland was charged with risk of injury back in August after a baby girl was found dead in a bathtub at the Mayflower Motel. That charge was upgraded today to include murder and murder with special circumstances. Kirkland's relationship to the baby remains unclear tonight, but according to the arrest warrant in the case, Kirkland was seen checking into the motel August 20th with the child on video, then seen leaving the next morning without the child. The baby was later found in the room by hotel maid staff. Kirkland is due back in court this coming January.
The 21-year-old Hartford man charged in connection to the death of a teen over the weekend faced a judge for the first time today. Cinder Soto Velez is charged with evidence tampering and hindering prosecution. Police say he helped a 17-year-old boy kill 18-year-old Jose Edgar Martinez over the weekend. His body was found wrapped in a blanket in Pope Park West. Now, Soto Velez did not enter a plea. He is back in police custody and is scheduled to appear in court in another 2 weeks. Police say Soto Velez could face additional charges. The 17-year-old is expected to be transferred to adult court.
State police say a crash in I-91 North in Wallingford last night was fatal. 56-year-old Will Risley of Watertown died after the truck he was driving rear-ended a trailer. This happened yesterday afternoon at around 2, just past exit 15. The road was closed for several hours because of this. State police are trying to determine exactly what caused the crash. They're asking witnesses now to come forward and give them a call. Let's get a check on the forecast now. It's been a windy day outside.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frame joining us now. Not only is it windy, Rachel, we're about to see the temperatures that we've all been known that were coming, like way below freezing, right?
Yeah, we knew this was going to happen again, right? Temperatures that are going to actually drop well below freezing tonight, between 25 to right around 30 as we head towards daybreak. Not that this is unusual, and we have seen temperatures like this so far this season, but we've been spoiled lately with warmer temperatures, so sometimes this can come as a bit of a shock to the system. Here's some good news. It is still breezy out there tonight, no fighting that, but the wind is starting to come down. Earlier today we were seeing gusts up around 35 miles an hour. Now we've stopped reporting gusts in Hartford and Meriden. That's why you're seeing some of the gaps in the data. We are still seeing some gusts here though, up to around 30 miles an hour in Groton, 25 miles an hour for New Haven, and 25 for Torrington as well. The winds will slowly, and I mean slowly, diminish as we head through the evening and overnight. And tomorrow there's still a bit of a breeze, but it's not nearly as windy as today was. Right now we're looking at temperatures that are in the 40s, and overnight lows will settle back, as we mentioned before, between 25 to right around 30 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So tomorrow high temperatures will be in the upper 40s to around 50, which is a bit cooler than today, but without the wind, it's kind of a nice trade-off as we head through the afternoon. We'll take a look at when those numbers rebound again, because the chill doesn't last long. Full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, talk with you soon. Eversource-owned Yankee Gas requested a major rate hike with the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, also known as PURA. They asked for more than $200 million. Attorney General William Tong says this would raise bills by 43% for customers who use gas to heat their homes. In a statement, Tong says, quote, "Read the room. Eversource Connecticut families are fed up with sky-high energy costs and can't afford this massive increase. This is yet another tone-deaf slap in the face from our out-of-touch public utilities." Yankee Gas supplies more than 200,000 customers across 85 Connecticut towns.
Hartford residents looking for flood relief have until December 2nd to apply for compensation. It's all part of the Hartford Flood Relief and Compensation Program. Residents and business owners can apply if they experienced damage caused by flooding on or before January 1st of 2021. To date, more than $6 million have been rewarded, with an average claim payout of about $13,000. For more information on how you can apply, we have a link on our website, fox61.com.
And turning to the election, all the state races have been called except for one. The town of Torrington is currently holding a recount.
Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst is at City Hall there watching the progress.
Yeah, the recount is underway behind me here in Torrington, but this isn't because of a race being too close to call. This is what's called a discrepancy recanvass due to issues on Election Day. What those discrepancies are, though, well, election officials say it's a combination of things. Tabulator machines malfunctioned, one batch had a printing error, and the town says they were overwhelmed with both early voting and same-day registration. That's why they're recounting just early voter, absentee, and same-day registration ballots.
Every vote counts, and we want to make sure that every citizen in the state, in the city of Torrington, can be reassured that their voice is being heard and the will of the voter is being adhered to.
The 65th State House District is exclusively in Torrington. It's been represented by Democrat Michelle Cook since 2009. Republican challenger Joe Canino is claiming victory.
Of course, it's a little bit frustrating when it's not ready the night of, but I would rather have us do the process fully and completely and transparently to make sure that every resident's voice is heard when they vote, and this is what's playing out before us.
We knew that the numbers didn't align from election night. So that was the main reason why I didn't concede. You can't concede to numbers that you don't have. You know, with democracy and people wanting to ensure that every one of their votes counts, this is what matters, and we need to ensure that every one of those votes count.
The 8th State Senate District could also be affected by the updated tally. Right now, those results show Democrat Paul Honig unseating current Republican Senator Lisa Seminara. Neither of those campaigns expect the outcome to change, only the margin by which he won. Workers here estimate they have about 7,000 ballots to recount and say it could take hours to complete the recanvass. Now, the Secretary of the State announced today towns to be audited post-election. That has nothing to do with this recanvass and is standard procedure after every election. Reporting in Torrington, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Emma, thank you. A judge delayed a ruling on whether to scrap President-elect Donald Trump's conviction in his hush money case. A decision was set to be made today, but a judge told Trump's lawyers he is delaying the ruling until November the 19th. The conviction could be tossed due to a U.S. Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity.